Welcome back to AOPB Roundup. I'm Ryan here with a daily round for the first time in a few days. Thought I had the scheduling under control, thought life was settling down, and then boom, tropical storm and power outages. But we're back, we're fully functioning as AOPB Roundup can get. And I'll tell you, could have been the summer of George, but it's going to be the autumn of ALPV Roundup. Lots of good stuff planned through September and into the playoff runs, some road trips, some fun games to hit up, and it's starting out right because I decided, hey, let's grab some York tickets for Saturday night, and it looks like we might be seeing Blake Bivens on the mound. That man, Blake Bivens. So I am thrilled. Hang in with ALPV Roundup. We're going to be having a good time over this last month and a half of the season. Meanwhile, we got 5 games to recap, so we're going to hop right in with a doubleheader for the North Division lead in Southern Maryland, where the Blue Crabs and the Barnstormers entered in a dead heat at the top of the second half standings. The Blue Crabs jumped ahead in the second on 2 RBI singles from Zach Collier and Michael Baca to make it a 2-0 lead. The teams traded runs in the third before the Darius Clark blast would tie the game at 3 in the fourth. The Barnstormers blew it open with a 4-run 5th inning featuring an Alejandro Deaza home run, which was followed up by a Blake Alleman homer later on, and the Barnstormers hold on despite Josh McAdams and Joe DeLuca both homering to win 8-6. Joe DeLuca grabs the game ball going 2 for 3 with 2 RBI and that home run despite the loss. Even got some chatter on the Barnstormers broadcast talking about maybe being the most valuable catcher in the North Division right now. Bold talk, some good catchers in there, but hey man, you do you on the opposite broadcast. That says something about Joe DeLuca getting it done for the Blue Crabs right now. Augie Silk, he takes the win. He went 5 innings, allowing 3 runs on 5 hits, striking out 5. That's what you ask from him. Scott Schumann registered his 16th save, and Severio takes the loss for the Blue Crabs, allowing 4 earned over 4 1/3. That one's great for the Barnstormers. They're excited. Look what we got. It's first place, and Daddy's home. Daryl Thompson takes the mound in game 2 and goes, give that back. You didn't even ask me for it. You paying the bills around here? Bring it back. And they're like, okay, because Daryl Thompson shows up and shows out. 7-inning complete game, allowing no runs on 3 hits, strikes out 8. I mean, not to be outdone, Dom DiSabatino also threw a 6-inning complete game for the Barnstormers, but he allowed 3 runs on 7 hits, and that would be enough. Daryl Thompson grabs the game ball in game 2. He improves to 11-2 on the season. Something to keep an eye on moving forward here is Lancaster's backup catcher, Anthony Perrone. He's batting .450 over his last 40 at-bats since late July. Anthony Perrone, that ain't easy. That's backup catcher playing time. So he's dealing with 1 start and then maybe 1 other at-bat in the next 2 days. So he's getting 2 starts a week, and he's hitting consistently right now. That's exactly what the Barnstormers need. The Blue Crabs and Barnstormers remain tied at the top of the North Division after this draw in these doubleheader tonight. Elsewhere in the North Division, however, there was ground to be made and ground to be lost because the Revs won a game and a series over the Ducks. Neither Darren Downs nor Joey Lara made it into the 5th inning, but York's bullpen delivered 5 scoreless innings when the team needed it most, including Sam Fuller's 21st save of the season. Encarnacion and Mesa both homered for York, while Fields and Mazzilli went deep for York. By the way, 41st anniversary of Wally Bachman's MLB debut. Who was batting third? LJ Mazzilli's dad, Lee Mazzilli. You gotta love it. Full circle. Alberto Rodriguez, he showed up and struck out the side on just 12 pitches. And with 3 Rodriguez's in the game for York, I like this one. I really vibed with them. So, game ball for Alberto Rodriguez. That's just how we're deciding things sometimes. The Power, they completed their sweep of the Legends in Lexington. The Power answered 4 first-inning runs from the Legends with 4 of their own in the second and 6 more in the third, hanging lots of crooked numbers. The Power will go on to win this one 13-9. Davis Feldman, boy, did he have a rough day. He went 2+ innings, allowing 7 earned on 7 hits. Joe Testa did what he had to do, going 5 innings, allowing 5 runs and striking out 5. Brandon Phillips and Tillman Pugh both homered in a losing effort for Lexington. Connor Kopak homered for West Virginia. I already gave a game ball to Alberto Rodriguez, so I'm going to give one to Mike Broadway because he also struck out the side in his relief appearance. Lexington, they continue to struggle and to find momentum. They have now allowed 12 runs per game over their last 6. Whew, that's something else. Wouldn't have guessed this kind of struggle. We knew Lexington lost some guys over the break, but man, this second half's been brutal for them. The Power, they're now 2.5 games behind High Point, who completed their sweep of Gastonia, winning 17-6 tonight. The Troubadour, Bryce Hensley takes the win for High Point, improving to 6-7. Jerry Downs homered in this one for the Rockers. The 17 runs scored is a franchise record for High Point. Meanwhile, Gastonia has allowed, Gastonia has allowed 116 runs over their last 11 games. I'm about willing to call Gastonia done in 2021. Listen, I love this team, but hear me out. I know there are only 2.5 games back, but things are getting ugly, and they're getting ugly quick in Gastonia. After really putting up a good fight to start things, the pitching is just giving out for a bunch of reasons I outlined on my Instagram and my Twitter earlier in the week here. I didn't get a chance to post a video, but you can read up on it now, like what's been going on around the league to cause all this offense, and Gastonia has been especially victimized by it. The offense is amazing. No one's arguing that, but they just can't get out of the holes that they're being dug into by their pitching. And honestly, the clubhouse vibe seems different than it did in the first half. It's just not as electric. It's not as positive feeling. The feeling around the ball clubs isn't the same. I'm hearing that from all sorts of people. We're not even going to get into where I'm hearing it. I suspect some loss of faith in the coaching staff, and the season is really wearing on some guys mentally, especially as these tired pitchers have been worked hard. I know that it's an interesting pitching coach situation over there with some of the mentalities on when there should be rest days and when there should be bullpen days. I won't go into it now. Maybe we'll talk about it in the offseason, but just know these pitchers are worn out. And guess what? Their next 22 games will be heavily against the Legends and the Rockers, with the other games being against the Ducks and the Power. So it's not going to get better for Gastonia. They have to find a way to change things quickly if they want to compete in the South Division at the stretch run here. This weekend, the divisional matchups will continue as Southern Maryland heads to York. I'll be there, as I said, on Saturday night. York has won 6 out of 9 games now against their divisional opponents in this stretch of 27 straight divisional opponents being played. Lancaster, they're going to head to Long Island. Lexington heads to Gastonia, and High Point will be in Charleston to take on the Power. That should be a good one. Remember, the Power 2.5 back of High Point right now for that division lead. That's it for me from AOPB Roundup. Is a bit of a longer video, even a little bit quick moving. I know I'm trying to slow it down and be reasonable about it, but just got to get a lot of information out there, so that's what it is tonight. We'll be seeing 4 more games tomorrow as we get into these division matchups. It's going to be very exciting, setting the tone down the run here. The Rockers do have a chance over the next 14 games to really separate themselves from the pack in the South, so you're going to see Gastonia and West Virginia really lock in if they want to compete. Lots to watch for. I hope you enjoy it. I will talk to you after the Friday games, either Friday night or more than likely Saturday morning. Until then, enjoy your Fridays, enjoy your start to the weekend, and enjoy some baseball. I'm Ryan from ALP Roundup. You have a good one.